And we could have a nice fun meeting just talking about that. But the hackathon part is going to take it to another level. That's the crazy. So the crazy part is I would like, before we go home tonight, with dinner provided, by the way, so we're going to work through dinner, that I would like to get to a place where we essentially say we've established our version of RSAST for a elementary, high school, and middle school context. So we're going to get together and brainstorm those models. Now, I've given you a head start on some of the materials I sent you last night. I just had Jonathan pass it out just now. So we're going to use some of the work that I did, that I developed with over 400 school social workers in Ontario, Canada. And we're going to look at that, and we'll see what is relevant and what isn't. But the goal is to get to dinner time tonight with those models because, again, tomorrow morning, myself, Lisa Schwab, raise your hand, Lisa, and several, Addie, raise your hand, and a fellow who's coming, he's on his way, he's actually in a school meeting, imagine that, Dan Connors. And we're going to essentially fan out into groups of our Summer Institute attendees and ask them to look at the things we just created today. So we're going to product test what we come up with immediately, right? We're also going to then, hopefully, by the end of the morning, get to lunchtime before they all go off for lunch on their own, with each person who comes who wants to do it to develop their own model. And why is that? Okay, so you thought this was crazy? It's going to get a little crazy. And then I want you all to introduce yourselves. And we'll get started. Not only do I want us to get to where we put all that together, because I think that would be cool, but then I'm sitting here looking, at least some of you are professors and professors in training, and all of you are people who are leaders and want to get your good information out. My goal is, if we want to, that we take this stuff that we did today, we take this stuff we do tomorrow, and we essentially do a special issue for the journal that I edit with Leticia and Brenda, the International Journal of School Social Work, that we would do as a group that would get out there and would be downloaded by people all over the world. That would set the stage for, and this is the last crazy, the number of people that we invite out of the Summer Institute to potentially implement those RSAST models, right? So essentially, I'm thinking of two types of research projects that could come out of this today, just now. The first is, let's take the ideas and maybe create a special issue out of it. That'll probably be more conceptual. It might be like a scoping review or even a systematic review. And then, if people are interested, and I see this actually maybe connecting to the BRISC stuff, because we could see them implementing maybe brief interventions, they could then implement it and we could study that, right? So that's the no small plans of the next 2 days.